All right, let's dive straight into this explainer. If you've been feeling the heavy, just overwhelming weight of the summer heat, or honestly, even just the crushing weight of your daily routine, you are absolutely in the right place. Today we're breaking down a pretty fascinating culinary escape, Jasmine green tea cooling jelly. So, be honest with me for a second. Do any of these sound familiar to you? Are you sitting way too long at your desk, sleeping poorly, tossing and turning all night? Or maybe you're just feeling unusually irritable lately, kind of snapping over the tiny things. Well, these are the modern day struggles so many of us are dealing with. We're constantly navigating sedentary office work, incredibly light sleep, and what our source text really vividly describes as a rising inner heat. It's that restless, frustrating energy that builds up when we're just totally stressed out and overworked. And this is the ultimate contrast. Think about it like a giant reset button. We are trading the harsh glow of our monitors, the endless stream of passive-aggressive emails, and that mounting irritability of the daily grind for sheer, refreshing relief. This dessert is a direct physical counterattack to the environmental and internal heat we experience every single day. The summer stress antidote. Who needs this? Let's take a look. Our source pinpoints a very specific audience for this jelly because it's a whole lot more than just a quick sugar rush. It's really for those sedentary office workers whose stagnant energy creates that rising inner heat. You know, that feeling when you've literally been glued to the same chair for 6 hours and your brain just feels fried? Yeah, that's the inner heat. It's also for the light sleepers who can't seem to shut their brains off at 2 a.m. And for sure, it's for anyone finding themselves easily irritated or tightly wound. Basically, if you're stressed, this was designed specifically for you.
5 simple calming ingredients.
5. That's it. You might expect a remedy for modern-day stress to be super complex, maybe involving some ridiculous list of rare superfoods, but the real beauty here lies in its absolute simplicity. You literally only need 5 basic, accessible items to create this incredibly soothing treat. It's minimalist, highly focused, and incredibly effective. Let's actually look at the breakdown here. The magic happens in the exact measurements. You've got a delicate 10 grams of dried jasmine flowers, meeting 8 grams of crisp, earthy green tea powder. The structural foundation of the whole thing comes from 60 grams of pea starch, which is gently sweetened with 30 grams of rock sugar, and then brought to life with exactly 200 milliliters of water. To put that into perspective, that's just a little under a cup of water. That is your entire toolkit for this culinary escape. But here's the real game changer. What happens when these 5 ingredients collide? To quote the source directly, this combination is for clearing heat, lowering fire, and soothing the nerves. So this isn't just a sweet treat to get you through a 3 p.m. afternoon slump. No, it's a functional remedy where jasmine and green tea actively work in harmony to lower your inner fire and physically soothe your nervous system. The healing culinary process. Let's see how it's made. Okay, picture this. I want you to really imagine the sensory experience here. You're gently simmering the water and rock sugar on a very low heat until it completely, beautifully melts. Then you introduce the pea starch and green tea, whisking it into a perfectly smooth, completely lump-free liquid. With just a little patience and continued stirring, it transforms right before your eyes into a thick, semi-transparent jelly. You pour it into a mold, delicately garnish it with a few dried jasmine flowers, and let it chill. Honestly, just visualizing that low-heat, mindful process feels like taking a massive, deep breath. Chill, unmold, and relax. This is where the magic happens. Now, I absolutely love this term from the source, QQ bouncy, or QQ dandan. If you aren't familiar with this phrase, it perfectly captures the fun, tactile joy of this dessert. It's uniquely springy, it's a little bit chewy, it's elastic, and it provides this deeply satisfying mouthfeel that just brings a little bit of playfulness back to your day. Imagine biting into that springy, QQ, bouncy texture, and immediately you're met with a delicate floral fragrance seamlessly intertwined with the refreshing crispness of green tea. It's a small, aromatic bite that acts as the absolute perfect cooling antidote to whatever the summer heat, or, let's be real, your unpredictable office air conditioning has thrown your way. So, I'm gonna leave you with this. Are you ready to melt away your summer stress and finally cool down? We've just seen how 5 simple ingredients and a really mindful process can lower your inner fire and soothe your nerves. The real question is, are you going to keep letting the daily grind turn up your heat, or are you going to carve out a little time to make some QQ bouncy relaxation for yourself?